In this video tutorial, we will learn about how to draw characters in FontLab. So, this is the file that we had set up in the last tutorial. If you have missed it, check out the description for the link to the first tutorial. Let's jump on to drawing letters. First, we will start with O. Double-click on letter O and this screen will open. There are different kinds of methods to draw letter forms in FontLab. In the first method, we will explore drawing letter form using shapes like ellipse and rectangle. Click on the circle icon and drag the cursor on the screen to draw an ellipse shape. It works like other drawing software. If you have used Illustrator, this is kind of similar, only better. Now that we have made two overlapping shapes, we will learn how to make the counter form of O. Click on the white cursor icon or press O on the keyboard. Here the direction of the curve is very important. You can see that by looking at that arrow. This contour is in an anti-clockwise direction. We will double-click on the inner shape and the whole shape will get selected. Now we will right-click on the shape and this menu will appear. Click on the reverse direction and now the inner part is subtracted from the outer shape. Hold the spacebar to preview how the letter form will appear on the screen. We can make small adjustments to the shape by clicking on the anchor point and dragging it with the mouse or with the arrow key. With an arrow key, it will move 1 unit. Shift plus arrow key will move the anchor point 10 units. It works the same as any other vector drawing software. You can also use a line to align points on the center or the top. Select the anchor points you want to align and click on the center align icon. You can also use rectangle shapes to create a letter form. Keep in mind the direction of the contour. It's very easy to remember. The shapes with the same direction will be added on top of each other. And the shapes with reverse direction will be subtracted from each other. In short, it will become invisible. Let's move on to the second method. This is a very typical pen tool. You must have used a pen tool in other vector drawing software. Clicking will drop an anchor point. You can continue until you are done with the shape. Clicking on the starting point will finish the shape. Dragging while clicking will create a smooth curve. You must have noticed that I have placed the anchor point on the rightmost, leftmost, topmost and bottommost places. They are called extremes. You imagine a horizontal and vertical line and whichever place it touches the curve, you should place an anchor point. More on it I will explain at the end of this video. When you are drawing with the pen tool, pressing Shift will snap the anchor handles to horizontal, vertical or diagonally. There are two kinds of anchor points. Round ones are smooth anchor points and the square one is sharp anchor points. You can interchange their property by double-clicking on the anchor point. Double-click on round anchor point will turn it into a sharp point and vice versa. Smooth anchor points always have two handles at 180 degrees, while on the sharp anchor point the handles could be in any direction. Let's change the shape of the curve by moving the anchor points with a mouse. You can select multiple anchor points and handles by shift-click. While changing the handles of the curve, make sure that all the handles are deselected. Let's move on to the third method of drawing the letter. This by far the easiest and fastest method. Click on the Rapid Sketch tool. Or you can press 5 on the keyboard. Let's assume that you want to draw an oval shape. Imagine where you would be placing anchor points, and simply click on those locations. When you have completed the shape, you can double-click on any node point to make it smooth. Here we want to make an oval, so I will double-click on all the anchor points. We will repeat the process for the inner circle. Remember that you have to finish one shape and then move one to another shape. If you think that you will first make two diamond shapes and then double-click on all the nodes later, it will not work. Let's adjust the shape and make it look better. This is for example. Don't worry about the aesthetic of the shape for now. If the measurement between two paths is not showing on your system, you can enable it by going to Edit, Preference, and click on the glyph window. Go to Quick Measurement and enable the first icon. Others are for advanced measurements that you can experiment with later. Let's adjust it a little bit. You can see the distance between any 2 points by selecting those points. The distance will appear on the top bar. Horizontal and vertical distance. Let's learn how to adjust the curve very quickly. You can click and drag on any place of the curve except the anchor point, and you can quickly change the curve. If you want to make smaller changes to the shape like moving anchor point 1 or 2 units, you can do this easily by holding on Ctrl and dragging the point. It will make the finer adjustment. Now, if you are not seeing those light lines across 2 handles, go to View, Tunnel Lines, and make sure it is turned on. You can control the stress of the curve by click and dragging on that line. If you double-click on the tunnel line, it will equally distribute the stress to both handles. Now, when you click on tunnel line, you will see the blue ball. You can also adjust the curve by clicking and dragging that blue ball. If you double-click on that ball, the curve will adjust in a way that both handles have about 60% stress. This way you can adjust the curve really quickly. You can also make fine adjustments by clicking on the tunnel line and then using the keyboard arrow. Let's have fun with it a little bit. Now, we will learn how to place an anchor point efficiently. Let's say I want to draw oval. I will put anchor points to these points. These are mandatory anchor points. You can put more points if you need them. Let's say you want to make this random shape. Now, where will we put the anchor points? Let's imagine the horizontal line. Wherever the line touches, you put an anchor point. You analyze the shape of the path and put all the places where the anchor point is needed. This way you can make the shape with the most efficient method. The anchor points are actually the coordinates and the shape is stored mathematically on the computer. Using the extreme points help when the shape is transformed into a very small size to a very large size. Another example, let's make small h. These are the points where you need to make anchor points. The handles of the anchor points should be balanced to make a good curve. In this drawing, you can see where would I need to place the handles of anchor points. Wherever the anchor is needed, I am placing a square anchor point. These are the basics of drawing letter forms. Practice, explore, and have fun drawing letters. That's it for today's episode. Subscribe the channel so that you don't miss the next episode. See you next time. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Thumbs if you have liked it. Subs if you have loved it. I will see you guys next time.